Hi guys, my name's Alana. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mental Health with Alana. If you're new here, please press the red subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and press the bell notification. If you'd like to check out my Instagram, I'll put it up here on the screen. Go follow that if you want to. And yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy it and you'll like it. But yeah, today's video I'm going to be talking about how to cope with suicidal thoughts and urges. So from my own experience, I have a couple things that I do that really help me, and I wanted to share some tips of what I do to help myself. So number one is to remove anything that is going to put you in harm's way. So if this is like medication, for example, ask if you live with someone else or you have a close friend or family member, maybe see if they can drop off your medication for you and just give it to you every day. Or if you live with someone, you can ask them to hide it somewhere or put it in a safe where you can't get to it. Basically just removing it if it's too tempting, and if the urges are telling you to do that, then you can remove the medication or the object that you want to harm yourself with. And telling somebody else that you're feeling like this and having these thoughts or these urges is really important as well, so that they can keep an eye on you and they can check in with you and see how you're doing, and they can provide extra support as well. I also think that's really important to make sure that you tell someone, because if you keep it to yourself, that you're more likely to actually act on those thoughts or those urges. So what I normally do is I tell my mom when I'm feeling like that, so my mom can kind of check in on me and just see how I'm doing and ask me if I'm alright. The next thing I suggest, which is something I've suggested many times, is to have a sensory box or a distraction box. And I actually sell sensory boxes. My page is at Careboxes by Alana. But I have my own sensory box that I've made that has a lot of different resources and sensory items. I've got something over here. I've got this little like cube thing. This is just an example of something that you can put in your sensory box. Yeah, you can put basically things like this. You can put coloring in. You can put like oils, like lavender oil. You can put worksheets, like maybe DVT little cards like that you can use, like opposite action, the tip skill. You can get cards that say breathe, give you breathing exercises on them. You can get them off like Etsy, or you can make your own. That would be a great task to distract yourself, is to make your own little like set of cards, mental health cards. But basically using your sensory box to ground yourself and to distract yourself. Distraction is a big thing. I often play on my Switch when I'm feeling like that and I just need something to distract me. I play on my Switch, or I'll read a book. So I'm currently just started reading this book here. So yeah, doing things like that will really help. Or I'll watch my favorite movie or my favorite TV show. So one of my favorite TV shows is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I've been watching that for the past like year or so, because I'm getting through all 7 seasons. So I watch that and I find it really comforting. I also find other movies, like 10 Things I Hate About You is one of my favorite movies. It's my comfort movie, so I'll watch that, and it's a bit funny, so it kind of gets me out of that kind of like depressed, like rut, like state that you can often be in. So doing some art, having someone to do an activity with is really helpful, because I know when I'm feeling really depressed, I don't want to do anything, and I just want to lay in bed in the dark. And so my mom will encourage me to watch a movie with my sisters, even if I don't feel like it. Or she'll tell me to go do some art with one of my sisters, and we'll do some art. We'll put our music on, and we have like a craft room in our house. So we'll go in there and we have like our instruments in there and like our craft activities and like diamond art and things on the wall that look pretty. And we do some activities in there, and that really helps. So basically just getting out of your own head for a little bit and like distracting yourself from those thoughts is really helpful. The next thing that I'm going to recommend, which I always talk about, but it's really helpful, is to use a journal or a diary and to just write down how you're feeling. So, writing down how you feel and what's been going on in your head and what you feel like you want to do can often help just to get it out. I feel like it's something that's like very therapeutic and it can be really helpful to kind of get out your emotions. The next thing I recommend, which is a little bit of a weird one, but this one always helps me, is to go out and get a nice drink for yourself. So if you like coffee, get a coffee. If you like matcha, go get that. If you like tea, if you like hot chocolate, like go out and get yourself a drink. Or if you have stuff at home, like make yourself a drink, that would be really good as well. It's just something nice that you can do for yourself that makes yourself feel a little bit better. And I find it can be really helpful. And then the last thing that I always say to people is to have a safety plan. So you can do this when you're not feeling suicidal in that state or really depressed, or you can get someone to help you make one while you're feeling like that. But there's an app called Beyond Blue. So there's a website called Beyond Blue which has resources for mental health, online counseling services for free, and they've also got an app called Beyond Blue where you can create like a safety plan. Otherwise, you can just type into Pinterest or Google suicide safety plans and it will come up with a lot of safety plans. But it's basically where you write down your warning signs of feeling like that, who you can call, like people in your life who you can call to let them know that you need help, or like emergency numbers or mental health, your local crisis team number. You write down a bunch of activities that you want to do to distract yourself. You write down the things that could be potentially harmful for you in those moments, and you write them down and say what you're going to do with them. Are you going to give them to someone? Are you going to get rid of them if you're strong enough to? If you can't, maybe get someone else to remove the items. So it's basically like having a plan of what you're going to do. And if you've done all of these things that I've mentioned in the video and you're still feeling really bad, and like you want to go through with what you're thinking, then I would always tell you to go to the emergency department or call an ambulance, because this is really important to keep yourself safe, because all of these things that I mentioned can help, but sometimes things get really bad and it's not your fault, it's just the mental illness and you just need that extra support. You may need a hospital admission, you might need extra supports to be put in place to help yourself. Yeah, I will put up on the screen the app of Beyond Blue so that you can see what it's called. And yeah, I would encourage you to check out the app and to create your own safety plan, as it'd be really helpful. And share it with your friends and your family members so they can have a copy of it. So I've sent mine to my support workers and to my mum, so they've got a plan. And the good thing about the app is that you can just go into it whenever you like and you can just update it because it's all digital. If you like paper copies, that's totally fine. You can print it out from Pinterest. Even Etsy sometimes sells some really pretty ones. You can create your own and like decorate it and like write on it with nice pens. And you can put it up on, in your room or on your fridge or somewhere in your house where you're going to see it all the time. So yeah, I just suggest these things because they are the best things that have helped me. But there are so many things you can do to make yourself feel a little bit nicer, like spraying some perfume on, using your oil diffuser, having a hot drink, having a hot bath, going out for a small walk, watching your favorite YouTuber. Doing all of these things will really help you and will hopefully get you calm down enough so you don't need to get a hospital admission or go to the emergency department. But if you do need to, there's no shame in that. I've gone there before. I've been in hospital for those reasons. So don't feel ashamed or embarrassed, and don't just think that you don't deserve help, because you do. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and comment down below if you've got any more tips on what helps you, because I'd love to hear. from you guys. And yeah, make sure you subscribe and like the video, and I will see you in my next one.